Hello guys, and welcome back again. Haven't done a video in a long time for the Palo Alto series, and just wanted to sort of carry on from where we left off really. And I hope we're all having a great Christmas and we're all getting really joyful. And in this video we're continuing on with the Palo Alto firewall migration, and now we're going to start to get into the interesting parts with being really careful with the configuration, you know. At this stage of the migration, we need to be super careful with the configuration. We need to double check and ensure that 100% this is the configuration that we're going to use when we go to cut over, because if things are wrong, we're going to find ourselves in a big sticky problem. For example, if the interfaces don't line up, then we're going to obviously be using completely the wrong interfaces, and traffic will not be able to route to the destinations that they need to go to, for example over the VPN or over the routes that it needs to go. And I've even seen it in cases where the HA ports are configured correctly, but they're just not imported in the correct sort of way. So we need to double check that as well. So with this, it will either make the migration a successful migration or something that's going to be wrong and completely deem your expertise if this doesn't go wrong. Right. So today we're going to be validating the firewall configuration, checking and ensuring everything's correct. Then we're going to be making sure the HA ports are configured correctly. Then of course we're going to roll on to refactoring the configuration of the existing interfaces to ensure that they move over to the correct physical network. That includes remapping the ports, configuring the aggregated interfaces correct, and editing the XML directly in Notepad for ease of use and to ensure that nothing goes wrong when we are copying as sometimes I find in the GUI, you can sometimes make mistakes due to it not being as easy. I will get into that when I show. If you've been following the series up to now, this is the full groundwork that makes a cutover safe. I would ensure you to go back to the videos beforehand and watch them all from start to finish to ensure that you understand exactly what is happening. Okay, let's get over to the nitty-gritty then, where the actual magic happens and you can understand exactly what is happening. As you can see here, so to start off with, we are going to be sort of sanity checking the configuration, ensuring that it matches up with the old panorama server as we're doing lift and shift migration, right? So as you can see here, I'm just checking the IPsec tunnels on each of the panorama server, and I'm checking the virtual routers here. So yeah, that looks correct. Now I'm just going to jump on the interface, click onto the zones and just make sure those look correct. See here, I'm just moving over to the DHCP server, DH relay configuration, just ensuring that things are matching up with the new configuration. As it stands, I'm looking at the old panorama server, just checking the IK cryptos. One sec, just need to check this. Okay, moving back over to the interfaces, and then I'll move back to the Ethernet. Okay, cool, it's looking correct. Okay, so I'm back over now to the new panorama server. Just move that a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to now export the running config. We will then look at that a little bit later. I just want to export it now. So I think the next step is to start configuring the HA ports. So yeah, I'm just going to click over to device here. So as you can see here, I've opened up the Notepad, which it has the peer IP addresses in them. So that will be The subnet that is set for your HA IP configuration can be any slash that you want. I would advise maybe a lower range. So I would advise using a lower subnet, as you only need a minimum of 2 IP addresses. So let's click onto the HA port now. This is where we're going to set up the HA configuration. So in regards to the group ID, I would advise using a group ID that is different from the one that is used on the old configuration. So I would use 15 here, and I'm going to use the IP address for HA1. And this is on the actual firewall configuration, not the PAM side of things now. So I'm making these changes on the local side of the firewall. As you can see here, we selecting the auto, so it automatically picks up the HA status, and yeah, so both sides need to be exactly the same on each side. Here I'm going to set the election settings. So higher priority is more preferred. So we want this firewall here to be the backup of the HA's pair. So here I'm just going to go over to the HA communications. I'm going to start configuring HA1 with the set IP address and the net mask that is for this range. Don't need a gateway, as we're going to be staying on the same subnet, and then I'll be configuring the same for the HA backup, HA1 backup. Same, we're going to be setting the IP address and the net mask of that subnet range to make sure that they are able to communicate to each other. Okay, so now on the same firewall, I'm going to create the HA2 configuration. So set the interface, as you can see here. I'm going to enable HA keepalive. This is for the data link. And now I'm going to hit commit on the local firewall. Then I'm going to move back over to the second firewall, and I'm going to do exactly the same configuration. So I'm going to set the interface here, letting it know what sort of interface type it is. So it's a HA interface. Then I'm going to move over to device and then click on high availability and start the configuration again for the second firewall. So I need to enable HA. I need to select the same group ID as we configured before. And then we need to be setting the same IP address in the same subnet so they're able to communicate with each other. Same sort of process again. I'm set it to auto so that they're able to come up and speak to each other. And then I'm going to be setting the heartbeat backup. Then I'm going to move over to HA communications, configure HA1A, set the IP and the net mask again, as we've done on the previous firewall, with the same configuration and the same IP address schema. HA1B, as you can see, is dedicated for backup. Then move on to the data links, HA2, click on Ethernet 102, and just enable HA2 keep alive. And I'm going to fire up another commit to this local firewall to make the changes. I'm just checking to ensure that it's uploaded correctly. So now, look, so what we want to do now is we want to check that everything's working correctly and the HA is synced. But so what you can actually do here, if you click on the firewall on the dashboard and then you click widgets, as I've just shown here, you can sort of see the status of the HA. So at the moment we have HA1 up and the backup is up, the heartbeat backup is up as well, but the HA2 is down. So not sure why that is. We're gonna figure out why that is, which we'll do that on this, and so you can sort of see. Okay, so let's go over to devices. check what's actually going on. Over to network to make sure we've got the type configured correctly. Yeah, we've got interface and it's up, showing a green. So we need to ensure that the cables that are connected into the firewalls probably make sure the cables are correct. Number one, number two. So we need to ensure that the firewalls are interconnected with each other without a patch panel in the middle, due to any sort of issues that could arise from interface patch panels, you know. Still down, as you can see. You're going to hit refresh. Just checking the type, see if it's correct. It looks correct to me. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and try something. Sometimes the HA2 keepalive can stop the communication with the HA port, so I'm going to turn that off. Yeah, I'm going to turn that off and click OK. And then I'm going to hit commit. This is on file 1, and then I'm going to do exactly the same for HA2. Take the keepalive off and move on to hitting the commit on the local firewall. Let's see if that makes any difference. So as you're seeing, you'll be able to see live troubleshooting, which is awesome for you guys to help you with when you do this migration. So the commits have now gone through here. There we go. HA2 is now showing as up, and same on the other firewall as well. So that's brilliant news. Okay, so this is what this widget can really do. You know, you can start to troubleshoot and see if ports are up or down, or if there's something wrong. Okay, so now I will enable the sync to the passive unit. From now on, when we change something on the primary, it now should be replicated over to the standalone unit. There we go. So let's hit commit on the PAM server again now. Here we go. As you can see, it's showing synchronized. That's awesome. Next step is to sort out their interfaces and change them over to the new ones. So I'm going to open up the file that we exported earlier. And then what we are going to do, we're going to need to find and replace Ethernet 1/5 with Ethernet 1/14, as you can see now in Notepad++. This is a feature that Notepad++ allows you to do. This is what I really recommend. So as you can see, there's multiple Ethernet 1/5, which is the old configuration. So we now need to go and change that with the new configuration. So we change 1/5 with 1/14 and click replace all. So now we should have those interfaces, that interface configured correctly. Just going to do a quick search to ensure that they are as what they say they are now. So as you can see, it's all updated successfully with the new interfaces. This is brilliant. Okay, so now when I search, so now what we need to do is find Ethernet 1/7 and remove it from this section here. As you can see, so I'm just going to highlight Ethernet 1/7 and Ethernet 1/8, hit backspace and delete. That's awesome. I'm just going to double check now to see if AE1 is searchable in the database. Now I'm just going to So what I'll do now is just check that the aggregated interface is searchable in the database. As you can see, there's some references here. So we're going to need to do the same thing and change that for Ethernet 1/13, but we just need to check that it doesn't clash with any certificates or any VPN interfaces. So just going to do a double check the whole database, well, the whole configuration, and see where it's able to find next. So yeah, as you can see now, I'm just finding next. Keep clicking find next to see where they apply. Look, so the find next is hitting the entry A1 in that, as you can see, with the wireless T name. So what we need to do is click match case to replace with Ethernet 1/13, and what the match case will do, it needs to be the specific AE1 interface rather than the UID that is specified here. So that will not change that UID here that it's referencing, as you can see. So brilliant. Let's go ahead and click replace all. And as you can see, the UID that was being shown before is not been changed, is exactly how we expected it to be as we click the match case. So now I'm going to hit save. I'm going to upload the XML file back up to the Panorama server now again, and we're going to try to load that new file onto the templates that we have configured. So I'm just going to click the template in question, just the top one. Click OK. Configuration is being loaded. So now if you click down at the bottom right in the task manager, you're able to see the events, and I can click loaded. So as you can see, the status is completed. So the configuration should now be updated. So now let's go and have a look at the interface's configuration. Well, as you can see, Ethernet 1/13 hasn't come over and configured for some reason. It's not actually showing up. Okay, maybe it's because of the type that we imported it as the type was AE1 on the interface. Maybe that needs to be changed beforehand. Let me just check the tunnel. Yeah, as well, because the tunnel IPsec tunnels were referencing the AE1 interface. It seems to be that it's not come over with the new Ethernet 1/13 that we did in the XML file, as you can see. Okay, so there might be some other works that we need to do here. So I think what I'll do is I'll revert the running config back to what it was before, and as you can see, I'm just double checking to ensure that it was back to what it was before. So I'd be set interfaces. Okay, so yeah, that's what it was before. Okay. So at this point, the environment is safe, the HA is configured. So this is where we stop for now. What I managed to do is I went away, found out exactly what was happening, troubleshooted the problem, and I've actually created another series for you guys. So you're gonna have to stay tuned and watch the next one so you can fully understand exactly what happened, why it happened, and this is awesome for you guys because you can actually see troubleshooting and understanding of real life situations. So I just want to go through a recap of what we actually managed to complete in the previous video. The environment is stable, the HA is configured, but unfortunately the configuration refactor didn't apply cleanly. So what we've done is we've down tools, rather than forcing it, we've actually stepped away and rolled back here and now I've gone away and troubleshooted to find out what the issue was. But in your scenario, you'd do the same sort of thing. So in the next video, what we're going to do, we're going to break down the XML configuration, understand exactly why the configuration didn't apply correctly, and come up with the steps to fix the problem. If you're following the series, please hit the like button, subscribe as always. And I'll keep bringing out the content because it helps you, what helps me, and let's keep learning together.